It's a story about a man's struggle to restart his life after a personal tragedy and recurring demons of his childhood. The story is called Beyond the Higher Ground, and it follows, I don't know, kind of the human condition of what this man finds at a mountaintop somewhere in Virginia. Joining us now is the author of this book, and tell us a little bit more about it.
That's right. From Ohio, joining us today on the Vegas Morning Blend, Thomas Brigger, author. Great to have you on the show, Thomas.
It's great to be here.
We understand you're just a few feet from some cornfields, so we wish we could see it. I bet it's very picturesque where you are.
Good Wi-Fi near the
It's
corn.
getting
That's
thick
good.
right now.
Now, this novel does not take place in Ohio. It actually takes place in the Appalachians. Give us an idea of what this story is all about.
Well, what the story is all about is a man is given a task to manage construction of a prison on a remote mountaintop in Southwest Virginia. Now he sees this as an opportunity to restart his life after the loss of his wife and demons from a very bad childhood. But what he soon finds out is life isn't exactly what he thought it was going to be when he starts building this prison. He's constantly harassed at his house that he rented. He has a lot of issues with, finds a world that he never knew existed with the drug trafficking going on in that area. And then he finds out that drugs are being smuggled through his construction site.
Oh, wow.
And as the prison is built, things get a little more tense, even to his own imperilment, until they get it finished. And by the end of the book, he's gone through quite a bit, and we also have learned quite a bit about the devastations of the drug trade in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. I know in real life. I mean, although a lot of it seems to go through the pharmacies as well. What made you decide to write this book? What inspired this?
I've done a lot of traveling around the country. The one place that I always liked was that area, that part of Appalachian, the Blue Ridge area.
Hmm.
I always thought it was beautiful, and I always loved the people there. And I did spend a lot of time with them down there. But I also was heartbroken when I saw the devastation that's occurring from this opioid crisis. So I thought I'd like to find some way to create an awareness of it, but I wanted to do it in a sensitive fashion. So I wrote a novel, and that's really how we present how things are down there.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's so interesting. And I'm just curious, did you start the novel before the pandemic?
Oh yes, but yeah, the pandemic's been a little difficult. So yeah,
No kidding.
Yes, it
You
has.
don't say.
Yes, it has.
I
Yes.
got I got it published just in time to be able to do nothing with it. So,
Well, bravo for you.
You know what? Your book tour is going pretty well. But you know what, though? People have a lot of time on their hands right now. So
That's
maybe,
right.
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
time
yeah. You
to
can see it. Yeah,
pick up a
yeah.
good book. Well, what inspired the title Beyond the Higher Ground in the first
Well, it's a metaphor for what happens after adversity. Adversity being sickness or tragedy or addiction or whatever. We tend to see that as an end game, and it really isn't, because in the metaphor is, if the river rises, we move to higher ground, but the river recedes, we have to go back down and chance it happening again or having other adversity.
place?
So what we're looking at the book is what happens after Tucker Mason, my main character, finds that higher ground.
Very interesting theme. I like that a lot. Have you gone on to work on another book during this time? What is
I have
happening
one.
creatively for you, Thomas?
I have one. I have a first draft finished right now, and it's a book about misapplied justice and the opioid crisis in the rural Midwest this time.
Oh, wow. Man,
Ooh,
oh, man. And these
geez.
are hitting on real topics that are really taking place. So might
Mm.
be under the guise of fiction, but it's barely.
Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
Where do we find Beyond the Higher Ground if we wanted to pick it up?
It's got its own website, beyondthehigherground.com.
Hmm.
It's available in print, ebook, and audio. There's a lot in there about the book. There are direct links to the purchase sites for it. And by the way, the audio version of that book is narrated by Jack DeGolia. He's one of your neighbors there in Las Vegas,
Oh, great.
and he just does a masterful job of it. He brought all my characters to life. I actually sat and listened to my own book twice.
That's good. That's good.
That's excellent.
It's great having you, my friend.
Well,
Congratulations
author
on everything.
Thomas Brigger, it's been a pleasure to have you. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
If you want to pick up that book, Beyond the Higher Ground, www.themoneyblend.com. We thank Thomas for being with us today, a fantastic guest, and Anthony Moore Communications, a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.